Okay, welcome ConnectRN. Thank you so much for being with us today. Super appreciate it. Very, very excited to hear about your company, your job opportunities, DEI, which is obviously why we're all here. And yeah, just very, very excited to hear from you guys about your opportunities. And if you are tuning in with us today, please feel free to ask questions as they're going through. At the end, they will do a Q&A part and answer any questions that you post on the chat. And let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you and see where you're tuning in from. And I asked this a little while ago, so maybe I can get more ideas. What's everybody binging? Put it in the chat. I am binging Umbrella Academy right now. It's a weird superhero show, but it's really funny. So if you guys haven't seen it, watch that. But anyways, thank you for being here. I'll kick it off to you guys, and I will see you everybody later.
Thank you so much, Linda. So I guess I can just start with an intro with myself, and then Andy can introduce himself too as well. So my name is Jonathan Charles. I'm a technical acquisition partner over here at ConnectRN. Been here for about 5 months now. So I'm not, I mean, I like to tell people that I'm new, but I'm kind of settling in already. And it already feels like I've been here for way longer than that. So yeah, so I guess, Andy, why don't you introduce yourself as well? And then I can at least talk a little bit about some job opportunities that we're having here.
Yeah, hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm Andy Lamb. I'm an experience designer at ConnectRN. So I'm really working on both the digital product side and really just the customer and user journey of how clinicians use our products, how facilities use our products, and how kind of just make the entire experience much better for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Andy. So I'll just give a general overview of exactly what we do here at ConnectRN. So we have Connect in our name. What exactly are we connecting? We're connecting nurses with healthcare facilities all across the United States. What makes us different than other platforms is that nurses are actually able to pick shifts on our platform per diem that work best with their work-life balance, location, time, things of that nature. What normally happens is a lot of these healthcare facilities will give shifts to nurses where nurses need to kind of shift and play round robin amongst themselves to make things like birthdays, to make things like graduations, things of that nature. So our platform is strictly to empower our end user being the clinician. So we also have a social media component to our platform as well, where nurses can connect with other nurses. And we have this to obviously emphasize a sense of community and togetherness within our platform, so nurses can talk about the pros and cons of their day. And like I said before, just emphasizing a sense of community and togetherness, because as we know, because of the global pandemic that we kind of currently in still, it's really been hard on our nurses. So this is a great opportunity for nurses to, be empowered and make those daily events and make those times and things that they need, essentially. So I guess I can talk to you folks a little bit about kind of the positions right now that we currently have. So I can talk a little bit about the positions right now that I'm working on. So right now I have a director of product that I'm currently looking for. This is a new role. The reason why I like to tell my candidates that this is a new role is because during the conversation, I like to emphasize that this is an addition. You won't be replacing anybody. This is a specific role that we need in addition to make the company bigger, to help us on our sales initiatives, to help us in regards to our product marketing initiatives and communicating that to different departments within our org, as well as communicating to people outside of our org. So generally, during these conversations that I have with these candidates, I go for the first thing I look for is obviously the resume. As a recruiter, I'm looking for the resume. What a lot of people confuse confused with when creating a resume is that they try to get all the information down on on paper, essentially. And sometimes, like, you'll have a resume that can ramble on for 2 to 3 pages sometimes. As a recruiter, I'm honestly just looking for a, one page that I can obviously reference. 2 pages is okay, but you don't want to, have to list all of your information. And basically what I'm doing is when I look at that profile, I'm comparing the job description functionality to the functionality that you're displaying to me on that resume. So particularly for the director of product, whether or not you've had previous product experience, as well as working with different teams within the organization for product initiatives. So that's something that I'm looking for. So just a general advice from recruiter to like your normal person, if you're applying to a position, definitely read that job description first and gauge yourself on whether or not my resume is expressing the functionalities that this job description is requiring. So obviously throughout the process, I'm in continuous conversation with the candidate, working them through the stages and speaking to, obviously the hiring managers, people who obviously oversee this position, people that they're going to be working with you in this position too as well. And some word of advice as a recruiter that I would give to candidates who are going through an interview process is to really stay in continuous conversation and stay in continuous contact with your recruiter. The more, as a recruiter, the more engaged I see a candidate, the more engaged I see a candidate, the more I see that they actually really want this role. So the more excited that a candidate gives me, and I feel that their excitement, the more excitement that I'll have in presenting this candidate over to the hiring managers or who else that they would be interviewing as well. So another word of advice too that I would give, specifically in a recruiting process, is to gather as many emails as possible to people that you're going to that you speak with. Send them quick thank you emails. I guess what I'm really trying to zero in here is to just make sure that you're in, constant engagement with whoever you're speaking with. That's something that will really, really help anybody in their recruiting process. So yes, I guess, I can give over to Andy to kind of talk about things in his world, and then from there, Andy, whenever you're done, you can switch it over to me, and I can talk a little bit more about some other positions that we're working on.
Awesome. Thank you, JC. Yeah, so switching gear a little bit, I am on the product team as a designer. So the only really time I worked with recruitment was when getting this job, and I'll say it was a very good experience. Just a little bit about, why I took this job. I'm not going to give you the all history of my whole working history, but my wife is in the healthcare sector. She works at a hospital, and I'm a designer, and I've always worked at the kind of advertising or finance, and it was really about time, and I'm sure everyone gets to this point about fulfillment in your work. I hear my wife talk about her patients, her day a lot, and it feels like she's doing very valuable work helping other people, and I just felt like I was not doing that. So when this opportunity with ConnectRN came up, I was very excited to be able to take my design skills and apply it in an industry where it helps our nurses, who are the heroes of our society, and then help patients who need their help. So it's almost like a 2-level of fulfillment. I'm kind of double dipping, which is pretty nice. So what I do, just really quickly, is I design kind of the experiences around either using an app, the website experience, and how nurses kind of picks up shifts, how the facility posts shifts, and things and everything in between. So a couple of projects I'm working on now is sometimes a facility would cancel a clinician, right? There's no need for them. Now the clinician is out of a shift. They're out of income. So we have to kind of figure out how to help them get, a new shift, bring that income back. And really on the surface level, it seems, pretty transactional, the kind of work that we do. But like JC had mentioned, what we do for the clinicians is really not only connect them with work, but we're really affording them the flexibility that they can have in their life, right? The flexibility to spend whatever time they want with their families, to just spend time with themselves. And then also sometimes clinicians have a full-time job and they still work with us. So we're giving them extra income to buy the things that they need, to pay for the things that they need, to care for the people that they need. So I think in terms of impact, that's kind of how I think of in terms of my work. So it's not really just at a surface level connecting someone to work, but it's my work. It's very fulfilling because it allows, it affords a lot of family time, friend time, a lot of other things other than kind of work. And I know we all work a lot, but we all work for a reason or another, and sometimes those are really good reasons. So let's see. And another thing that I really like about ConnectRN that really appealed to me was the flexibility, both for our clinicians and also for our employees, right? So we have sometimes we'll have fully remote jobs, but everybody has a hybrid work style. You can work from home when you need to, and come into office when you need productivity. It's totally up to you. And the flexibility is very valuable to me. We have unlimited vacations, which I guess you can have different opinions about that, but what that gives me is like a stress-free way to take time off to do the things that I enjoy without having to worry about, oh, do I have one more day? Are people gonna, need me and ping me here and there? So that's really nice because I need time for this guy. Oh my God, look at this guy. Look at those cheeks. Those cheeks need to go to daycare. Those cheeks need to eat ice cream on random times of the day, and I need to do that. And ConnectRN allows me to do that. And then my team allows me to do that because we're all sharing this very flexible culture. And the last thing that I will say, because we're talking about, tech and color, but I think the diversity is it's like a weird, touchy subject sometimes, especially at a workplace, right? But especially in my previous workplaces, but I don't feel that at ConnectRN. At ConnectRN, I feel very supported as a person of color. I'm an immigrant, so I wasn't born here, and I feel very supported, more so in my previous roles. Our design team is very diverse, right? We have two Asian Americans. We have my boss is from Venezuela. We have a designer from Kenya. And we have a designer that kind of moved from Utah all the way over to Boston just for this job. And then, we have a lot of cultural celebration and educational things with very supportive LGBTQ community. And the last thing I'll say about diversity is when the atmosphere feels very safe and supportive, right? When other people in the company, they feel like there's a curiosity to learn about others, and not just kind of acknowledging that, you're a person of color or maybe you're LGBT community, that there's a curiosity to learn more about it. And that feels very safe. And that atmosphere doesn't, it kind of goes beyond ethnicity and gender identity. If you're an introvert and extrovert, if you're an analytical thinker, different seniority levels, everyone feels very safe. There's room to talk. No one's gonna look down on you or yell at you. It's not gonna feel weird. And that's kind of what I value about ConnectRN. That's kind of how I see DEI at ConnectRN. So yeah.
Yes, and I'd like to definitely add on to what Andy said by, obviously explaining my own personal story and my relationship with ConnectRN as well. So, one of the reasons, why I chose ConnectRN what was because of the conversations that I was having with the recruiters and the people that were telling me about the company. And one thing that I emphasized specifically was diversity. I mean, for my personal story, I've born and raised in Boston. I've been working in Boston for a very long time, and for that long time working here, I was very much at a lot of other companies the only person of color really working there in my office. So, obviously, when you're the only one of your kind somewhere, it can be very hard to feel included. It can be very hard to make connections and relate with people and things of that nature. So that's something that, for a very long time, I've had to struggle with on top of doing my job as well, was, trying to connect with people who might not, where we might not come from the same background, or trying to relate to people that, were obviously more fortunate than I was growing up. So when, obviously making the transition here at ConnectRN, I have never felt so included in a job or with a company than I've ever felt, to be honest with you. And that says a lot, because like I said, I've been working in the city at a lot of corporate positions for a very long time now. I think diversity over here at ConnectRN, it's not just something that we talk about, it's something that we definitely do. I would say specifically for me, I haven't worked on a diverse team as ConnectRN, and I've never felt as welcome because of that. Because I see people that look like me, because I see different types of people that not only look like me, but look different too as well. That's something that makes me feel very welcome. The relationships that I have here are something that I haven't had, ever in my life working anywhere. Just me and my manager last week, we, hiked one of the largest mountains in Maine together. It was a 13-hour hike of just me and my manager. And that's something that I've never done that. Like, to be honest with you, with managers in the past, I didn't want to be in a room with them for 2 hours, more than 2 hours, to be honest with you. So it just feels really good to have these relationships, with people here, and in regards to, benefits, Andy touched on it with the flexible work hours. We want to have the opportunity to see our loved ones and to be there for doctor's appointments and games for our kids and things like that. So having a flexible work hours is something that I very much, value. I'm an early bird, so I like to get up early. I'm more focused in the mornings, so I get up early and then kind of log off at night. So that's something that I do that, that my managers and everybody accepts. We also have unlimited PTO. So essentially you can take upwards to 2 weeks at a time. I think 3 weeks, that's technically a leave. So unlimited PTO, making a job telling you, like, take your PTO, like go somewhere and go on vacation and things like that. Something that, no one has ever said to me, so this is something that I very much appreciate here at ConnectRN. As far as health insurance, we have really good health insurance. We're a health tech company, so obviously our health benefits are really good. It's paid out 100%. We have an HSA that we can use. We also have a work from home stipend that's in your paycheck, $100 in your paycheck every month for work from home related type expenses like internet or a desk or anything like that. Just in general, I feel like my company takes good care of me, which is something that helps me with my job, because once I feel like the company takes care of me and values my life and values my family life and values my health too, then that makes me want to work 10 times harder and really, be there for the team. And I'll also say, you know, in regards to team too, ConnectRN is very collaborative. This is for the first time I've been able to, you know, ask essentially anybody for help in my team, no matter what their seniority is, no matter what department they're in. If you go to someone and you ask for help, they will do everything in their little world to help you. That's a great thing, because in a lot of companies, you know, you deal with a lot of red tape as soon as you get the higher up you go in regards to seniority. And sometimes it's harder to talk to people or get some face time with people simply because of those that level and that uncollaborative type work environment. But over here, it's very collaborative. Literally, I can be helped at any time. People are very receptive to that. So that's something I would say, to very much value, you know, as you're looking for roles and looking for positions, is find that very collaborative, ask questions that emphasize whether or not this company that you're applying for or talking to has a collaborative environment, because it's very important. Just to talk also about diversity, me as a recruiter too as well. When it comes to diversity, it's good for one to understand that sometimes people from different backgrounds do not have the resources or do not have the experience depth that other candidates might have that grew up having those resources or having those opportunities. That's why it's up to me as a recruiter to be an advocate for diversity and to represent some of those people of color in those discussions with hiring managers, to emphasize to them that, listen, you know, let's give a chance on this candidate because they were able to show me this and this and this in the conversation. So, you know, that's up to me right now to be an advocate as a recruiter for, you know, for diversity, and to continue to emphasize diversity here at ConnectRN, which I feel like we're doing a great job, but obviously I'm here to continue the initiative. So let's see here. Looks like we have some questions here. Just wanna positions. So we have this one question here. I didn't notice any remote positions as an option. Are there any roles that are fully remote? So in tech, I think in tech, the roles can be fully remote, but I know as of right now, for the most part, our roles are hybrid. So how I like to explain hybrid is I like to explain my own personal schedule. So I like to tell people, for the most part, I'm remote. For the most part, I'm home. But on Thursdays, I like to go into the office just to get the FaceTime with my team, get FaceTime with, you know, people that I'm, you know, working with, hiring managers, things of that nature. So, you know, I like the hybrid optional method simply because it's not like, you know, anyone's forcing you to come into the office, but they're highly encouraging you to go into the office at least once a week to, you know, speak with people and to get that FaceTime that, you know, we've really lost in the last 2 years So, and it's something that's actually been really helping, to be honest with you. Since I've been going into the office a little bit more, I'm able to like put a face to the name, especially me as a recruiter. I'm talking to different departments all the time. So it's a good way to put a face to the name and to to get out of the house. You know, we've all been in the house for a very long time. So, so yeah, for the most part, it's hybrid optional. Yeah. So, yeah, Andy, if you have anything else, you know, we got a couple of minutes. I'll leave the floor to you too.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think you covered a lot of basically everything.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, just in general, just in conclusion, you know, I've never felt so at home, to be honest with you. I've worked, you know, especially a person of color, I've worked in different environments. I've worked in, you know, in offices, you know, I've worked in construction sites, restaurants, all types of things like that. And I've never felt more welcome here. I really value my position here. I value the friendships and relationships that I've gained here as well. And that's something that I very much appreciate, because no one wants to just go to work, do whatever they need to do and leave. You want connection. You want to be with people that make you happy and will crack a joke, or have a great culture. And the culture here is very new, has a lot of opportunity, and very welcoming. So I personally want to be here to see it grow, see the company grow. And I encourage everyone on this call right now to look at the positions that we have, and to to apply to any position that they feel that they want to go for. And I will be, I'll gladly, you can gladly use my name, as that you saw, me at the presentation, and wanted to apply. You can definitely do that. And take some of those words of advice that I had beforehand, by definitely getting to know that job description, and really honing in your skills based on what they need on the job functions and responsibilities of that position. So I encourage you all to join ConnectRN. We're growing a lot. You will be very much taken care of, especially your health, us being a health tech company, really good health benefits, flexible work hours, unlimited PTO. We definitely got the mix, the whole bag. So I guess, we have 5 minutes left. I guess I can leave it up to some questions if we have any. Nothing right now. Okay. All right. So, let's see, what else do we have here? We're located in Waltham. Our office is in a old clock making facility. So we're right near the Charles River. It's raining right now. Obviously, it's raining right now, but it's a beautiful view of the river. We have, in the office, we have like a Nintendo Switch. So, sometimes, like, if you need a break, you can go in and play some Nintendo if you want. We have a great kitchen with amazing snacks. So anytime you're hungry, you can go in and get something to eat. We have different things on tap as well, based on whatever you need. Like I said, this is a company that listens. So if anytime you need something, like, hey, why don't we have more Doritos in the office? Next week we'll have a bunch of Doritos, anytime, this, like I said before, the company really listens and really wants to, take care of their employees, because they want people to stay, and based on my experience for the past 5 months, I want to stay. So I can definitely emphasize that I want to stay and I want to grow, and one other thing that actually came to my mind as well is career progression. At a lot of companies, once you go there, you'll start at a specific level, and they'll kind of tease you with the carrot on the stick, on like, oh, well, if you work hard, you can get this, but there isn't really a clear path. It's kind of just like told, this kind of just explained to you as like a possible outcome for you. But, here at ConnectRN, there's obvious like career trajectory for whatever role that you're in, which is a new to me. They have a clear trajectory of like, okay, well, this is the next level. This is what you need to do to get to the next level. And obviously I'm here to help you get to that next level. So that's something that's very, very important. So, obviously, if you don't go with us here at ConnectRN, I would say definitely ask that question to any other company that you apply for. But definitely, that career progression is something here that we value, and that, your manager will actually meet with you and say, this is where you can go. This is where you can go. So you're not just kind of working in limbo, not knowing where to go next. So that's something that I would say is actually one of my favorite parts about working here, is that it's a clear way to go.
Yeah, and I will add that because we are growing very rapidly, which means our company makes a lot of money, and at the same time we're expanding to more and more markets. So everything that we do increases exponentially. All of our operations, design, recruitment, everything just kind of like explodes exponentially because we have to expand the company to meet that growth. And in that expansion, that rapid expansion, are so many opportunities for you to progress in your career. Someone here told me once that like we want to promote people. We want to pay them more money. We want them to take up more responsibility because we are growing so much. We need really good talent. We need everybody who's really good to stay, to learn, and help the company grow. So I definitely can second what JC is saying. I'm very excited at ConnectRN. I think my future here is very bright, and I hope to see some of you guys there soon.
ConnectRN, thanks so much for what you share with us today. Super glad you're here. Yeah, I love just the benefits you're saying. And Jonathan, you have me cracking up with the if you need more Doritos, you just ask for it. That's what I'm talking about. And I know it goes beyond that, right? It goes beyond just like Doritos. It goes to other things in the company. But to me, if you pay attention to the small things, you'll do the big things too. So ConnectRN, thanks so much for being with us. Everybody go and check out their careers and connect with the individuals you met today. And we look forward to having you at the next session. So hop on over to